It's a human need to have certainty. That's why we do things, the things we do. But recognizing where you do have stability and certainty in your life can help you when you need to make some change, which inevitably rattles our certainty and our security. Hello and welcome. Welcome back to the Business of Happiness podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Tarryn MacCarthy, and today is going to be a great day. It's 2023. Here we go. I wish I knew. What did you decide to leave behind in 2022? What have you made a decision to walk away from, to let it go, to just release in 2022? I'd love to know. If you have an answer for me, please send it in because I'd love to do an episode on what it is we let go of. But today we're going to talk about what we're working towards. You know, it's so interesting because we all have goals and desires. I mean, that is a pretty common thing for us as human beings. And 99% of the time, we know how to achieve it. But the question is, why don't we do it? Or why is motivation such a challenge for us? Why do we keep looking for accountability and needing support and guidance and direction when most of the time, I mean, if your goal is to lose weight, you know what you got to do to lose weight, right? We don't need another program. Or if you know you're in a toxic relationship, you know you got to get out of it, but you stay in it, right? Or maybe you're in a job and it really isn't bringing you happiness, but we stay in that. Why do we do things that are counter to our dreams? I know I want this. I know I've got to go after this, but what is it that stops me? And many times we have a million excuses, but the question is, what is it? And today we're going to focus on one specific human need. When we talk about the 6 human needs in human needs psychology, we're going to talk about the very first human need of certainty and how our need for certainty and stability and security can be the reason why we don't go after our dreams. But the exciting thing is we can use it to our advantage so that we do go after our dreams. And today, that's what we're talking about. How to use your deep human need of certainty to get what you want in this life, to reach for happiness, to reach for total inner fulfillment, to find a life where every day is joyful and every day is a great day. How do we get to that place with certainty and understanding our human need of certainty? You know, I've got a great example for you. For all those mamas out there, being a mom of teenagers is my biggest teacher. If you agree, you know, please raise your hand because every day my teenagers teach me whether I like it or not. Sometimes I'm done with learning, mamas, aren't you? Sometimes I just want to say, all right, I'm done. You know, the same is true in entrepreneurship and in healthcare. Every day, our patients and our team members teach us about ourselves. They are mirrors about ourselves. And don't you just sometimes want to say, guys, I'm done learning about myself. Give me a break. That's how I sometimes feel. Anyway, this idea of certainty struck me this couple days ago. So we've had a couple days off for New Year's and my kids have been off of school. So I thought, and we had an unusually warm, beautiful day here in Maine. It was in the 40s. Actually, I think it hit 50, which around New Year's in Maine is unheard of. And I thought, you know what would be fabulous? What this family needs. Number one, we need to get out of the house. We've been in the house too much. Number two, getting out into a vista, right? We love hiking, but we haven't been to the beach in a while because it's been cold. We have gorgeous beaches here in Maine. There's a beautiful beach about 45-minute drive from here that we haven't visited for years. And I want the whole family to go. Let's all get out of the house. I need to kick my 15-year-old in the butt a little bit to get him out of the house. And my 11-year-old, I need her out the door to move her body. And I'd love to just have that experience with my family. So I created this desire. I had this desire. And I thought, oh, that would bring me so much happiness. Walking on the beach, right around New Year's, in Maine, Beautiful beach, beautiful day with my family. What got in my way was the knowledge that I'm going to have to motivate all 5 family members. I'm going to have to get everybody, make sure that everybody's eaten and fed and they're not worried about getting their homework done. Basically, the conflict was getting in the way. For me, certainty of if I didn't push this agenda on everybody, the certainty was I won't get into arguments with anybody. It's more certain for me to not get everybody in the car, driving out there 45 minutes, convince everybody this is for their greater good. So it's more certain for me to just let the stream go. Maybe it's pretty certain if I don't make any waves in this family, I'm going to be just fine. Nobody's going to fight. Everyone's just going to do their usual day. We'll each do what we need to do in the day. We won't come together as a family, which really stinks, but I'm pretty certain nobody will fight. We won't get into an argument. I won't have to convince anyone or try to get anyone out the door. See how certainty might have prevented me from doing something phenomenal. See, what happens is we know there's a voice inside of us that says, oh, this would be so good. This is so good for everybody. As a mom, I know we got to get out the door. We got to get into nature, got to move our bodies, but it's resistant, right? We get comfortable. We get secure in our ways. It's been winter. We've been sedentary. We've been staying in more. The kids have been sleeping late over the holidays. So this security and certainty of what we're doing feels so comfortable. It's why we hear in personal development that comfort is the killer of dreams. Comfort is the killer of growth because we get so stable and certain in the comfort zone that we don't reach outside of ourselves. Why is that? It's because certainty is one of those deep human needs. We all need it. Think about anything outrageous that you've done in your life, anything really risky that was phenomenal, made you feel alive. I'm going to think of the most outrageous example. Let's say jumping out of an airplane. I'm sure you didn't expect me to say that. But imagine jumping out of an airplane. We can't jump out of an airplane without the certainty of having a parachute. You wouldn't close your doors of your practice without the certainty that you have somebody on call to take care of your patients. We take big, exciting risks in life because, by the way, variety is another human need. It's second human need. So we do need this. Remember the phrase, variety is the spice of life? We need variety. But sometimes our certainty can be so strong that it prevents us from doing those extravagant, exciting things that our dreams require us to do. Look, if you have a dream of being somewhere different, of experiencing something different from your current situation, that means going outside your comfort zone a little bit. It means variety. It means taking a chance, taking a risk. And maybe taking a risk is not one of your strongest suits. You feel really safe and comfortable when you know what to expect. And that's even though it's a human need of all of ours, some of us have a higher value on certainty. So the 6 human needs are certainty, we talked about that one, variety, love and connection, significance, and then the 2 spiritual ones, the last 2 are growth and contribution. And so you can see how in our lives, all of those are so important. It's why you went into healthcare, because of the certainty that a position in healthcare would offer in terms of so many things. You know, it's in terms of respect, it's in terms of financial security, it's in terms of having a job, it's in terms of the significance of it, people recognizing you, people being grateful for you. I mean, you can see how being in healthcare fulfills so many of those needs. Certainty, I know I'm going to have a job. People are always going to need someone to help them in healthcare. Variety, every single day we go into work, we don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be a brand new day. New patients are going to walk in, new procedures. That's exciting. Love and connection. We create so much love and connection with our team members, with our referring doctors, with our patients. Significance as a healthcare provider, that's enormously rewarding in terms of significance. You're helping someone. They're grateful. As a doctor, as a provider, you are enormously significant. Growth. If we allow it, there's enormous growth. I mean, something we say in dentistry all the time is we're lifelong learners. We're proud of that. It's how you constantly get better. It's how you give your patients the best, most technologically advanced options and treatment. And then the last is contribution. I mean, is there any more beautiful thing in healthcare than contributing to society, supporting your colleagues, supporting your community? Healthcare is a beautiful, beautiful profession within which to satisfy all 6 of our human needs. But as I was saying, each of us, even though we all have those same 6 human needs, we value them differently. So we tend to put 1 or 2 of them at the top in terms of our actions and our intentions. We tend to value one of them more significantly. So for me, 2 of my greatest human needs, my highest on my list in terms of priority, is growth and significance. Those are my 2. But many other people, theirs might be certainty and growth, or certainty and love and connection. What happens is when we can identify which one of those is the most important to us, we can see how that human need might be limiting us from taking action on our dreams, but we can also use it to our advantage to satisfy that need in other ways. Let me explain another example, and this one more specifically to healthcare. As a business owner in healthcare, there are also times when we know there's certain things we need to do. Maybe it's a team member who you know is not contributing in the same way as everyone else to the team. Or maybe there's a part of her that's negative or bringing drama, or she's just not growing in the way that she needs to. And it's clear this team member is actually making the culture of the team more negative. She's actually contributing in a bad way. And so how many of you have ever had a team member like that? And man, it took you months, years to let her go. You knew what you needed to do, but the certainty of her being there every day was so much greater than the need, than the desire, than your intuition told you needed to let her go to find a new position somewhere else. See, we sometimes rely on certainty so much that we don't take action on what our dreams are asking us to do or our intuition is saying to us. It's so interesting to me because I work with so many clients who say to me, I can't even hear my intuitive voice. I can't even hear the wisdom inside of me because I believe deeply that you know yourself better than anybody else. Well, it's no surprise because for decades we practice stomping down that voice, that intuitive wisdom, because we think we should or shouldn't be doing something. We think we don't trust our voice. We put our trust in something else. Or because we know that the certainty of staying the same is so much stronger that if I don't talk to her, I know what to expect. I have certainty in what tomorrow is going to look like. If I let this team member go, there's a lot of variety. There's a lot of uncertainty. Am I going to be able to find someone else? What is the team going to think? What am I going to do if I don't find someone right away? How am I going to show up and have this conversation with her? What is she going to do? What is she going to think of me? Will there be negative sequelae? The variety and the uncertainty might be too great. And so what do? We rather just maybe give her a warning. Or we have a conversation that's not really that serious. Or maybe we have another review like we've done 3 or 4 or 10 times, and it's really not going anywhere. And we can watch and see how things are really going down within the practice. So let's take my example yesterday of knowing that I wanted to get outside. I wanted to go for a walk on the beach with my family. And so I was trying to galvanize everybody, and I kept getting this, this is getting hard. I was getting some kickback from my teenagers. They didn't want to go. They had things they wanted to do. Nobody's timing was right. In a family of 5, to get everybody in the car at the same time is a Herculean effort. So very easily I found myself saying, you know what? If I just gave up on this, I'm pretty certain I could find another way to fulfill my day. Or I could just jump in the car and go to the beach by myself. And then I'd have certainty. The thing is, sometimes our intuitive voice lets us know that it's time for us to take action on our dreams. Maybe you've had the same New Year's resolution for the last 5 years, and your certainty keeps preventing you from taking action on that dream. Maybe you have known you needed to put boundaries, better boundaries in at work. Everybody says it to you, and every time you hear boundary setting, you think, that's the one thing I'm not great at. I know I've got to do better boundaries at work. Maybe it's about contacting you at any hour of the day or night. Or maybe it's about creating time and space for you to take time for yourself. Maybe it's as simple as not working through lunch, and you know that you just need to put those boundaries in place, and that would make you so much happier. Hey guys, I'm interrupting your podcast episode to let you know about an incredible new program that I'm launching in January of 2023. It is specifically for practitioners in medicine and dentistry to help you rediscover happiness and inner fulfillment within your profession and your life. I remember what it was like for me when years ago I was so depressed and anxious and feeling like I had created and built a treadmill I just couldn't get off of, pushing through every day and wishing my life away. This program is the how of how to find happiness in your practice and in your life, because we know that when we feel good, that's when we can do good. Check out thebizofhappiness.com/radical happiness, or click the link in the show notes. I cannot wait to see you there. But certainty tells you, you know what? I've done this. I've worked through lunch. I know what to expect. If I didn't work through lunch, when would I get that work done? Do you hear that uncertainty beginning to put in a little bit of fear and anxiety? When we can identify that it's certainty that's blocking us from taking action on our dreams, that is a huge superpower. Because when you know that's your challenge, that it's just the fear of losing some certainty, then we can start putting in other sources of certainty so that we can bolster that within ourselves. That's when mindset work starts to come in. So if you've identified, you know what? It just feels too risky. There's just too many variables. I'm afraid of these 5 consequences that might happen if I actually do what I know I should be doing. Then what we can do is we can sit down and say, wow, isn't this interesting? I need some certainty. I need some safety. I need some security. Where in my life can I find that? How can I look around the rest of my life and identify the certainty and stability and remind myself of that so that I can give myself the ground of safety on which to take action that has a little bit of variety or uncertainty and possibility beyond it, because I know what I want outside of that. So what that looked like yesterday when I was trying to get everyone to go to the beach was reminding myself, you know what? I know that getting outside makes everyone feel better. I know that. I know moving our bodies makes everyone feel that. I am certain about that. I am certain that this is what my husband also wants and that we just can band together. You know what? I'm also pretty certain that we can do this together. I'm also pretty certain that we will really appreciate it when we go out for the day. I'm also certain that I'm going to wish I had done this. That's a good one. I'm certain that tomorrow when I wake up, I'm going to look back and think, I should have gone to the beach. It was such a gorgeous day. It was such a great opportunity. The certainty of regret sometimes can support us. Isn't that interesting? Because we do look back, because it is a niggle that won't go away. It is a voice that won't go away. So just having those certainty, you know what I'm certain? That we're going to come together again. If someone's a little frustrated, I know that I can stay calm enough for us to join each other and actually have fun today. Well, it worked. It gave me the confidence to approach each one of my challenging teenagers and let them know that it's going to be okay. What they needed as well was certainty for different reasons. One of my kids was really worried about her work. Well, I'm giving you an idea that we'll be back at this certain hour. You can have certainty and safety about when we'll return, and then you can get your work done. Look, you'll have another 5 hours. That was all she needed to hear. Certainty. My son was worried about not getting food. Believe it or not, this is a big concern of his. He's growing like 6 inches every 6 months, so he is hungry all the time. So I actually put together a little snack basket for him. And I said, you can take this in the car. And no matter what time we get to lunch, you'll have something to eat. That's all he needed. When we recognize that that powerful human need of certainty just needs to be fulfilled, we can actually support ourselves in our dreams. Guess what? It was a wonderful day. It was so beautiful. We got to the beach. It was spectacular. Walking around on a beach in the middle of winter in Maine with the gorgeous pine trees and the rocks on the beach. Oh my gosh, it was wonderful. We even took our puppy with us, which was so much fun. It was a great day. I'm so glad I did it. But my fear before we left might have prevented me from taking action on my dreams, as it might have done with that team member years ago. Reminding yourself of the certainty. You know what? I do know these are the reasons why over the past few months, we've not been able to change her action pattern or her attitude. I'm pretty certain about that. I'm pretty certain that we can find a team member who can add so much value to this practice. I have evidence of it in the past. We've always found team members. We've never not found someone. Sometimes it takes a little longer, but we've always found, and there's always opportunity for a new person to bring new energy and a new perspective, and it always boosts the whole team a little bit more. I'm also certain that if we can change this lens of negativity, the whole team will feel better. I can also be certain that I've been a business owner for X number of years, and I really know what I'm doing. And every time I take action on my inner intuition and my wisdom, it really comes through for me, focusing on the certainty. Also, I have the rest of the team who can pick up a little bit of her job description while we're finding someone else. Hey, maybe there's an opportunity for someone else to step into her position and get an increase or a raise or a new value in their position. Maybe they've been looking for a new position. We can remind ourselves of the certainty in the rest of our lives so that we can have the safety and security and confidence to take action on that next step, on that desire, on that dream. This is also a great tool to use in our New Year's intentions and resolutions. So if there's something that you've been intending on this year, use the power of the human need of certainty to help you out. How can you find certainty everywhere else? Maybe your intention is to take a lunch break and to really leave the office during lunch. Recognize that the only thing that's keeping you back from that might be certainty, because you have an old habit pattern that feels so much more stable and secure. Even if it wasn't giving you the results you wanted, certainty will step in because it's a human need. It's a human need to have certainty. That's why we do things, the things we do. But recognizing where you do have stability and certainty in your life can help you when you need to make some change, which inevitably rattles our certainty and our security. We just need to give ourselves a little bit more confidence, a little more boosting from behind to say, you've got this. You will be safe. In this moment, you are safe. And taking action on your dreams, you will be safe as well. And here are all the reasons why. Imagine in your life, in your work, in healthcare, when you had that feeling, you know what, I need to do something differently with this patient, or I need to rethink this treatment plan. When you have that feeling, that little suspicion that says, we need to take a step back here and do things differently. What if we could listen to that voice? And when fear peaks up and says, hold on, here's all the reasons why you shouldn't do things differently. Let's go back to the old ways. Let's go back to security and stability and certainty. Recognize, oh, that's just my human need for certainty. Yeah, I've done it this way for decades. I'm certain it'll turn out. Let me stay with that. What if we listened to that voice, recognized what was preventing us from taking action on our dreams, and then bolstered our confidence to take that brave, courageous, ingenuitive action with our sense of security and stability elsewhere? What can you rely on to help you feel safe so that you can make that next great decision, so you can put your happiness first? So exciting. So exciting. I love talking to you about this. I love exploring our human psychology and understanding why we do what we do when sometimes it's going directly against what we need and what we want, going directly against our desires. And the answer is never that your desires are wrong. If there's something that you're dreaming of, my friend, that is one of your most powerful directional compasses. Go for it. But understand what it is that's holding you back, and then understand how you can support yourself to fulfill that need for certainty in other ways so that you can take action on your dreams. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you for being present for this episode. Thank you for dreaming. Thank you for moving your profession forward, for caring for the people in the world that you do. Thank you for everything that you do, and I will always be here to support you. It is my passion and my mission. If you know of a friend who needs to hear this, who needs to explore how to take action on his or her dreams, send her this episode. Uplift somebody else's day and empower someone else with the tools of deeper understanding of human psychology. And even within this world of healthcare, why we do and don't do what we do, and why we don't reach for happiness when we know exactly what it is that will bring us that happiness. Thank you so much, my friends. Happy 2023. Wishing you so much love for the upcoming year. And if you're interested in learning more about this, and if you want to explore those other 6 human needs, join me in Radical Happiness for Practitioners. It's what we talk about in week 1. And we look at specifically to healthcare, how to really understand all 6 human needs and understand how to use them and incorporate them in deeper understanding of ourselves, because awareness is the superpower. Awareness is exactly how we begin to understand who we are, because what you get will never make you happy. It's who you become in that pursuit that will bring you enormous happiness. Thank you so much, my friends. Until next time, remember, when you feel good, that's when you can do good. Bye-bye.